Hello guys and girls, in this video we're going to be looking at this beautiful ring. This thing is actually quite interesting, and the reason it's interesting because look at this. Well, it's like a ring, but it's like a snake ring, I guess, like it kind of crawled into, and it's kind of springy, like if you were to try to squeeze it, you're going to see, look at this. It literally springs. So that was one thing that was kind of odd to me. Usually, gold will have, of course, depending on the carat. This thing actually stamped in multiple places inside that this is 10 karat gold, but you will see as we go through this exercise here. So the interesting part about this whole thing is that this ring, first of all, you see how it springs like this? So that's a concern. Even 10 karat gold will not be this, jumpy, I guess, right? Like if you will, look at this thing, it just jumps around. Anyway, so that's one thing. Second thing, the color is a little bit off. To me, it's just, on the camera, I see it kind of comes out like goldish, but in reality, as I look at it, it comes up a little bit reddish. So that's one thing that was kind of a little bit off for me that I didn't really, I was kind of concerned about, right? And then if we look inside here, you're gonna see there's a one stamp right there inside. There's actually multiple stamps. There's one right there. On that side you can see, hopefully you can see right there, it says 10K, it's barely visible. And I think there was one more somewhere on the other side here. Anyway, but there's another stamp somewhere here as well. So the point is this thing is stamped in multiple places actually, and the interesting part is that I was quite sure that this is a 10 karat gold, and it's kind of very light as well, which was kind of surprising to me for this amount of gold, right? You would think this thing will be pretty hefty, but it's actually quite light. So anyway, so what I wanted to show is that this is actually a very heavy underkarated piece. So this says 10K, but in reality, it's far from 10K. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna make a couple marks here on the stone, and you're gonna see how quickly the 10K acid, which I have right here, how quickly this acid will eat this away. And again, this is 10K, this is not 14, not 18, nothing higher, just pure 10K acid. So let's take a look. So our first mark is ready, right there. And maybe I did one side, maybe let's do one more, maybe we'll do this side here. Just to give you an example that it's the whole thing that's a problem and not just maybe one of these circles. So there you go, two big marks. So we have one mark and second mark. So let's go ahead and just simply put our 10K acid on it and see what's gonna happen. You're gonna be my witness here, okay? So there we go. I gotta do a couple drops on each, so to make the results a little bit faster, hopefully. So first drop on the first mark and second drop on the first mark. And then we'll do two more drops on the second mark, 1 and 2. There we go. You can now see what's happening. I'm gonna bring it up a little bit closer so you actually get a much better idea with the ring there as well. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so as you can see on the left mark, there is literally no gold left, like it's basically have eaten it away. And the second one on the right, it's like basically like there's a tiny little bit left there. Almost nothing is visible there. So that's the part that's upsetting, right? So, I did talk to many jewelers over the lifetime and people that are, buying, selling gold and so on. So unfortunately, based on my life experiences and the conversations that I had with them, the interesting part is that many countries are not regulating the gold industry, or they are, I should probably say, but they're not like truly enforcing it. You know what I mean? Like they're not really going out there investigating, or maybe they are even investigating, but maybe fines, for example, I know in some countries are just like a joke. I'll give you an example. Let's say if you're a jeweler and again, you can see it's gonna shake it up a little bit, but you can see the left one is basically gone and the right one is fading away slowly. So yeah, so I was talking about the regulations and stuff. So the actual fines, right? So if you're a jeweler and you decide to make a ring like this, and let's say you stamp it with 10 karat, obviously you're gonna sell it for 10 karat, you're gonna price it up, you're gonna put some, you know, premiums in it, or you're gonna put some profit in it, whatever, we can label it any way you like, and then you're gonna sell it, right? And let's say, for example, in this particular gold ring, let's say there is only, I'm just going to guess, so let's say there is only $100 worth of gold, just for the sake of math. So if this is $100 worth of gold, then you sell it, for example, let's say for $300 for this ring, so you basically, you know, tripled your money here on this transaction, you know, but the thing is that when you're selling it as 10K, but in reality, let's say this is 5K, you know, or 8K or whatever it is, and you multiply this by thousands and thousands and thousands of rings that jewelers sell every day, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And unfortunately, like I said, in this industry, there are a lot of rings that are sold underkarated, right? I mean, I have featured another ring before where I did show that the ring was underkarated, and this is example, you know, in this example, it's exactly the same thing. I mean, basically you saw the stamp, you know, I paid for this ring as a 10K, obviously, when I bought it, and unfortunately, it's, well, basically stealing money, right? So that's one thing that you have to be very aware. So again, when you're buying, when you're selling, definitely be sure to test your gold, whatever it is, especially, I mean, this ring is whatever, you know, a couple $100, not a big deal. But if you were to buy something serious, let's say you were to buy like a bangle that's gonna go on your wrist here, or if you were to buy some kind of a bigger ring, or if you buy a bracelet or necklace, heavy especially, you 100% have to make sure that you take it to a reputable jeweler, or, you know, you can follow this channel, learn and do it yourself at home. It's very easy and very cheap to do, not a big deal at all, and I'm sure you're gonna be able to do it fairly easy. By the way, I do answer comments from time to time when I have time. I unfortunately don't have a lot of time, but when I do, I answer my comments, usually all of them. And if you did ask me something and I didn't answer, literally just next day, you know, 2 days later, just repost the question or just ask the question again, and I'll be happy to answer for you whatever the question you have. Well, anyway, thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate it. So again, subscribe, like the video, and all that stuff. Thank you. And regarding the rings, yeah, be very careful, very cautious. And again, if this ring would be, for example, let's say a 22 karat or even 18 karat, and you see how it kind of could be opened and closed here, if you were to squeeze it much harder, it would have just stayed like that, right? Because gold is would be actually quite tight this way. So yeah, wouldn't be bouncing like this, like a spring, literally around. So there you go. Let's take a look again. So it looks like the mark on the left is basically got eaten away completely, and the one on the right still has some gold, but a lot of it is actually eaten. There's still some, I see some a little bit there, a little bit still left there, but basically it's all eaten away. It's gonna shake it up a little bit more. And again, keep in mind this is 10K, right? And it's just completely eaten, basically. So there you go. That's what we have. Again, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Yeah, post all your comments down in the comment section, and if there's any questions you have about this video, do let me know. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please let me know as well. I'll be happy to, because I mean, I do come across these things from time to time, not every day, but probably I would say maybe once a month or twice a month, and I'm not posting these every single time. It's just this particular one got me really disappointed in terms of that it's 10K, you know, and it's not even testing as 10K. It's not even coming through as 10K. So that was kind of upsetting. You know, if this would be 18K and would have tested as 16K or 14K, I would have said, you know what, that's obviously underkarated, but not as bad. But I mean, at 10K when it's testing out there, that's like, that's basically they selling you just a piece of junk, and there's basically no gold at all. Well, anyway, again, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.